So, still in the same line of what I was just talking about with Kavarian and the laughing and stuff. Because your brain does work a little differently than mine, the more I don't relate to or understand the laughing when people are having feelings thing. So when that came up with, for example, Kavarian and you guys were admitting to him not molesting you but having said he did, and you started laughing, like what, like the feeling, what was there? Like, was it like, oh, I'm gonna get in trouble, or like this is amusing because it's dramatic, or what was going on? Or like Kanaya's crying, like why is she crying, haha, or
I don't know.
okay, well, why do you normally laugh when people are having feelings?
I don't laugh like how you laugh.
You laugh kind of like it's a secret you got to keep inside your mouth. I know, I see you, and your eyes light up and your eyes smile, and it's kind of like a Grandpa Scott would call it a shit grin, shit eating grin, but it's like you're smiling, but you know you shouldn't be smiling, kind of thing. And so you've always done that, and you you used to bat your eyelashes. Remember to call it flirty, your flirty eyes, right? You used to call them your flirty eyes, and you bat your eyelashes and look at me like from the side of your eye a little bit, and you give a big smile. And it was always when you knew you were doing something that you shouldn't do, or I tell you to do something and you do the opposite while staring right at me. That's the kind of smile that you do when people are having feelings. Like when Kanai said, I'm going crazy, and then she's crying, and then you do that smile where you know you're supposed to hide it, kind of thing. Or like the allegations against Kavarian thing being false, like that was you smiling but being aware that you need to hide it, kind of thing. So if you have the awareness that, hey, maybe this is not socially appropriate, then help me understand you better and how your brain works. How about you, Kanaya? You do the same thing at times.
Laugh when people are having feelings?
Yes.
When I don't do that.
Yes, you do. Let's see. Holiday time, talking about making an ornament. You're getting very involved in it, making up like riddles and adding things that you didn't actually feel. And then when I realized that you weren't really being present for the conversation, but making things up to go along with it, I was like, okay, I don't want to have this conversation with you anymore. And you started laughing after you had like half of the grin. All right. And then we talked about, okay, why are you going along with these conversations and like saying just random stuff, the most random stuff that you add in when you most clearly don't like mean any of it. Because you're bored. All right. But what is the feeling you get? Like, do you guys get excitement out of it when you like do people or trick people? Is that what it feel like to you? I don't relate to it, so I'm trying to understand. How about you, Kanaya?
When I trick people?
Yeah.
When I trick people, I don't have feelings.
But that's what we just talked about, was like you were bored, so you were tricking me with having that fake conversation. And then by the time I realized it, you were like doing this half smirk thing, and then you did a giggle. Then I was expressing disappointment, and then you were laughing at me for it. This was only like 2 or 3 months ago, so it should be easy to remember.
That's because I'm bored.
You're bored? Okay.
Don't ask questions, Mike. I already told you this earlier. I don't like when you ask questions.
I don't think you like when anyone asks questions, to be fair.
Hey, that was really
Would you say you get bored pretty easily?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have to make something happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or like a few weeks ago when Mom couldn't find her phone and I was walking around like, where's my phone? And then you did the biggest, you're like, oh, right? And the only word for that is to call it a sigh, because that's a grunt or a sigh, I guess. But a grunt means something different. All right? When you were in the other room, I could hear it. And then I came back in to look at him like, what is going on with you? And you just look so angry at me, frustrated.
But that sound I make was
Yeah, oh, thank you, yes. But why are you doing a gigantic sigh at Mom? Because usually sigh is like to release from the body, right? But that wasn't. Why don't you try? Try to know.
But I don't.
Do you feel irritated often or annoyed?
Yeah.
You were saying the other day that it feels like people take a million years to explain things, right? So help me understand how you feel like you're constantly bored. You don't want anyone to ask you anything or talk to you. And everyone's annoying. Like, those are opposite things, right? How do we interact with people if everyone's annoying and we're bored? You know? How does that work?
Not everyone's annoying.
Okay, who's not annoying?
But like, it's only when some people do certain things that annoys me.
Is it more like things that are not annoying are fun and new experiences? Or fun and new people?
Yeah.
Yeah, because people who are new to us are fun to explore and get to know. And that means nothing would be boring. It's like when you get new items, you play with them for 24 hours and then you break them. That makes sense. So then what is annoying?
A lot of things.
A lot of things are annoying. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I get annoyed very easily.
I believe that. Do you get annoyed even when nobody's talking and the mood just kind of goes like up and down like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess if it goes up and down like that, does it go down because you're bored and there's nothing? You know, like kittens. Kittens play with balls and catnip. But if there's nothing for you to play with, then do you feel like you get bored?
Yeah, there's nothing to do, but I think when my mood goes down,